just want to talk a little bit about adding fish to your aquaponics system. So there's a lot of choices out there as far as what type of fish to get and what type of fish should you start your system with, and what should you shoot for down the road when your system's established and you're ready to start producing fish for your family. And also I just want to share a little bit of my experience with ordering fish through the mail, which is something that I have never done before. And so I'll kind of show you the way that they came and kind of what I have going on here with the fish that I chose.
The SSLFamilyDad is working, so Summer and I are going to unbox the fish, and we just want to show you what it's like when hopefully live fish get shipped. These are tilapia fingerlings.
They are babies.
And they're all moving around, Summer.
They're all moving around.
Yes, they are. Look at them.
Okay, so what you're looking at here is about 32 Blue Tilapia. This is the breed that I chose to go with. I've got these in a separate little tank right now. I didn't just throw them in the aquaponics system. I've got them in a little goldfish tank here. I just wanted to kind of give them a chance to grow a little bit larger and get accustomed to the temperatures and feeding schedule and all that kind of good stuff that I have going for them here. Keep an eye on them closely before I throw them in a big 55-gallon drum. I was also afraid that at this size they might end up getting sucked up through my system, even if I have a smaller screen on there. So I'm going to wait till they get a little larger before I throw them in there. I chose Blue Tilapia to put in my system, which is probably the most popular breed of fish to have in aquaponics. I chose Blue Tilapia for a couple reasons. One, they are satisfied at a little bit lower temperature than most of the other breeds of tilapia. These guys will be pretty happy anything above 70 degrees, between 70 and 80, which is right where my system is. My system is, between 70 and 74. I don't want to heat it hotter than that because obviously that more energy and electricity I have to pay for to heat the water. So some of the other breeds of tilapia, they don't really do well unless you have water that's 80 degrees plus, and that's something I wanted to stay away from. Another reason I went with the Blue Tilapia is because they don't breed quite as often as some of the other breeds of tilapia do. So you can more tightly control the breeding schedule. They also don't really breed unless you have the water temperatures a little bit higher. And so what I'm going to do is just have a separate breeding tank where I'll be able to take them out and keep a warmer temperature for them, throw a couple male and female in there and let them breed that way, so I don't end up with an overpopulation in my aquaponics system that I have to deal with a bunch of fish fry and all that kind of good stuff. So a little bit more control over these guys than some of the other breeds. They also are pretty rapid growers, so that was one of the things. I want to be able to kind of grow these things out as quickly as I can. They're said to be about 6 to 8 pounds in 18 to 24 months, given conditions and stocking density and feeding schedules and all that kind of stuff. But that's a goal that I'm going to kind of shoot for. I'd like to be able to harvest these, at about 6 to 8 pounds. So that's some of the reasons I chose the Blue Tilapia. I'd also considered perch, I'd also considered trout, I'd also considered catfish and some of the other breeds of tilapia out there. It really just depends on the environments you have, the water temperatures that you have, the stocking density you're going to go with, and so you really need to make that decision based on your local environmental factors. I'm here inside in a basement. I can control the water temperatures, but I'm not at I'm not down in Arizona or Australia or somewhere where it's real hot all the time, where I can go with a hotter weathered fish. So this is what I chose. I'm going to throw some links in the description to some resources that I use that I found extremely helpful in kind of determining what type of fish to buy for my system, so you can check those out. I'll also kind of just quickly go into the shipping process and the process of ordering these guys through the mail and the food that I'm using and stuff like that here as well, and we'll check that out. Okay, so when I first kind of thought about ordering fish through the mail, I was a little curious as to how the whole process would work, and so I'll just kind of show you what I went through here and kind of how the process went. I don't normally plug companies or specific products and stuff like that, but in this case I'm definitely going to do that. I had a very good experience with a company at fishkiss.com is their website. David over there took extremely good care of me. Customer service, like you don't see very often these days. Emailed me back and forth to make sure that we had all the details worked out and shipped the fish out to me. Very, very kind. We were trying to ship these fish here in the dead of winter. We had a very cold winter this year. We're trying to push the process a little bit, and we tried to ship them out when it was extremely cold, and I actually got a batch of fish that didn't make it. So there was 15 fish that I ordered originally, and they didn't come alive. I let him know. He immediately, you know, rescheduled and refigured things out. We waited a little bit longer until the temperatures were warmer and shipped them out for me, and they were all in perfect health. So, so if you're going to order fish, I would wait at least until you're, you know, in the 20s as far as temperatures go, and that seems to be pretty good. But they shipped in a regular old Priority Mail box. He's got lined with styrofoam here, and there's some hand warmers in here, these warming packs in here that he has taped around that kept the fish at a good temperature. And so even with it below freezing temperatures, they shipped out and all made it here alive with no issues at all. So excellent, excellent company. I highly recommend them. The good thing about the company as well is I looked around a long time for ordering tilapia online, and hands down, this is by far the least expensive, almost 50% less than most of the other guys out there. Very, very nice little website and excellent process. So check it out if you're looking to order fish. And again, I'll put a link in the description. He also has a lot of other products there, aquaponics type stuff, and feed for your fish. He has duckweed and things like that you can order as well. I went ahead and ordered fish food from him as well. This fish food here is real tiny, little crumble for the real small fingerlings here until they get about 2 inches, which is about from my index finger to the knuckle here, until they get about this big or larger. Then I'll switch over to this larger size food, and again, he had all this stuff right at his little online store I could purchase. Nice thing about the tilapia here too is that they eat pretty much anything. I've heard you can feed them food scraps and you know, all your cuttings and clippings and vegetative growth and stuff like that from your aquaponics system. Anything you cut off, leaves and branches and things like that, you can throw those in there and they'll eat that. I've heard that they'll eat ground beef. I've heard that they'll eat all kinds of different things. So I'm going to experiment with you know, kind of sustainable type approach to food here once they get a little bit larger, and I'll kind of supplement their food with other types of things as well. So. But excellent process here that I had with the getting the fish through the mail. Even though we had a shipment that didn't make it originally, again, you know, the company I worked with was really good with that. So now if you're looking at starting a new system, you're just getting started in aquaponics, I wouldn't recommend going with your final fish, your tilapia, your perch, your catfish, whatever you're going to do. I would recommend starting off with some goldfish first and just kind of see how your system cycles and get everything settled in and make sure that you got your water chemistry right and everything looks good before you go out and spend the money on tilapia or anything else. Goldfish are super cheap. You can get feeder goldfish at any fish store for pennies a piece. If a few of them die, it's not the end of the world. They don't grow very big, so your system's not going to get overwhelmed. And so, you know, I highly would recommend doing goldfish to start with. I've been running my system for almost a year now. I'm very happy with everything and how it's going, and so I'm definitely ready to get these in there. I'm going to be cycling out the goldfish I have and kind of giving them out to friends and family for goldfish ponds and stuff like that this summer, and slowly cycling the tilapia in. So I'm going to get rid of all my goldfish and get these guys in there. So, but hopefully that helped you out. Just kind of a quick run through. I know it's a lot of talking this episode, but I just wanted to kind of talk about the process that I had here, the experience I had with getting the fish through the mail, and why I chose what I chose. If you have questions, please throw those down in the comments. I always appreciate it. Please hit thumbs up on the video if you found any of the information useful at all. I always do appreciate that. And subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along. I'll always be doing aquaponics updates throughout the year, and outdoor gardening, indoor gardening, all kinds of other DIY projects and sustainability type stuff. So I'd love to have you follow along. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.